Okay, I really want to cut my hair. I realize growing it out is not making me happy. I'd rather have it like that length or that length. I like having short hair. It feels more powerful to me. Um, anyway, it's kind of fun that it does all this weird shit though. Like I can be someone from like I can be, this could be a woman from the 20s with that could be like a bird hat, you know? Okay. I always kind of wanted like a hat with feathers on it. I just didn't want to hurt birds. Okay, but I eat meat, so yeah. Okay. What I wanted to say was I was watching something on YouTube and the guy was commenting about Joel Osteen. So this morning I looked up Joel Osteen. If you don't know, he's a famous preacher. Because I was reconnecting with God last night. I think a lot of what is said in the Bible is misunderstood. Because I think it's just the words that are read and not the energy behind the words. I don't think God meant for women to be or act lower than men. I think he meant for us to help them, but that doesn't mean that we owe them our lives. So, I think a lot of women can get this kind of confused or use it as an excuse to accept abusive behavior for years on end. I also think in these situations, like when I was in abusive relationships, that I obviously bore some responsibility for accepting the abuse. But I think what's actually good is how angry I got in those relationships. Because if I wasn't getting so, like, not outwardly violently angry, but inside, then, like, I wouldn't have been able to put a stop to the behavior by leaving in one form or another. So Joel Osteen, he's talking about taking the high road with people and not getting into conflicts. But, like, if you look how, like, actually Jesus behaved, when people were being dumbasses, he called them out. So, like, obviously Jesus isn't saying let people walk all over you. You know, if someone's rude, you don't then... I don't quite figure it out, but I don't think you have to be rude back, but you do have to, like, make the point known that you know that they're being a dick. Otherwise, they'll keep walking all over you, and they might do it anyway. So you might have to change the strategy over time. But I think I instinctively, like, know when to speak and not to speak to people who like to put blame on other people for their actions. I think people, honestly, have gotten irritated with me in life because I know what they're doing that's bullshit, and often I don't tell them, but they know I know. Like, this is about, like, if they're having, like, an interaction with someone else, not me. So then they try to rope me into the situation and, like, call me out in some way. Like, when I used to work at Ace Hardware, there was a woman who would constantly flirt with one of the managers, but she was in a relationship and she had a kid, and he was also in a relationship. I don't think he had a kid yet. So, like, I'd see them flirting in the lunchroom and kind of know, like, the backstory of the situation and be kind of, like, disappointed in them both. because there's a lot of sexual like attraction between them. I don't know. I just thought it wasn't very kind of them to do that to their partners, but I've done it before. So then like I would be aware of what they were doing, and she would look at me and make some comment about how I ate rice every day. And I'd be like, yup. Because she was like trying to deflect against like what I knew was going on. I wasn't really judging, I was just like observing. Maybe I was judging a little, but that's the kind of behavior I'm talking about. You know. It's just hard, I guess, when you're getting along better with another man than your own partner or husband, you know. In my experience, that's happened to me because, like, I've never gotten along well with my partner, so I mean, I can empathize. It's just I need to choose a better partner next time. And I will. But, I feel like I'm derailing again. What am I trying to say? Like, I think, so I saw her like years later and she wasn't working there, but she'd come to visit someone at the store. And she says it was like some snide comment about like, oh, you didn't bring rice today. I'm like, you haven't worked here in 2 years. How would you know what I eat anymore? So that's basically what I said to her. Anyways. Maybe most of why I was irritated about her flirtation was because I didn't like her character in general. Just like really controlling and judgmental. But then those are things I don't like in myself when I see them. So usually what you don't like in someone else, not always, but it has like an element of their character traits in yourself that you wish weren't present. But I mean, I would think most of us have some aspect of every possible emotion that could be present. So we're just human. I had some other situation at Walmart happen where I feel vulnerable saying this because I haven't quite pieced it together. I'm not sure I'm not just blaming myself for something that's not my fault again. But I heard like noise, kind of joyful cackling behind me. And I turned around and I was like irritated and I made like a snap judgment about the people. Because I was kind of just, it's always difficult for me to go to the store and I was feeling scattered and I was trying to buy food that would fit with my body and make me feel good. And I didn't know if I'd done a good job and I had spent too much money, and so this is what's going kind of through my head, and I'm trying to remain chill while I'm quickly scanning the items because that's just what I do because I was a cashier. So anyways, the woman, when they get up to me, I look towards them again, just wanting them to leave, because the noise had shocked me, and it was also like probably that they were happy and I was not particularly at that moment, so it was all uncomfortable. Yeah, it's always been hard for me to see groups of people having a good time together or even being together, because I've rarely had that sort of friendship in my life. Even when I did, it wasn't real because my friends just wanted me to be somebody else. So that's not really a friend, you know. But I was crying in my car after this and kind of yelling. And just about how I have nobody in my life. Well, God counts. I've had people in my life, it's just, they've been shitty people. So, I don't know, and that's what I kept saying in the car, I don't know how to do this. Like, I don't know how to invite people in my life that will be good to me. And then wondering if I can be good to them, in a way that's not, like, needy or whatever. And it's probably going to be a bit of a process, and I'm not going to do it perfectly. So, kind of the message I got from God was just to let Him do it, I guess. Like, not too particularly worry about it. Yeah. About, like, having to do it myself, because that's never really worked out for me. And I know I still have elements of me that have, like, abusive behavior towards myself, so. And I don't treat other people perfectly, no. But, that's why I need God's help, I guess. To help me, like, I've always understood what a different way of being felt like. I've just never been able to implement it in my life. That sort of peace, of relationships with people who don't want to hurt you and empower you because they feel empowered. And who knows, like, hopefully enough, I'd just be, like, learning this with people that are, like, at my level. But I do kind of agree with that successful person's theory of it's good to have people who understand or know more than you in your circle as well. So maybe both would be good. Okay, I'm tired. Enjoy the life.